been right about right now. Whole lot chit chat, can't do that, settle down, pipe down. On the kitchen floor, on the church sauce, young Mike moonwalk. Always been a star in the sky, you did not get tuned out. I'm flashing, not ratchet, quick flipping, big mattress, don't ask me, we taxing, new address, can't move backwards. Hold on, yeah, you know me. Late night, all night, don't need no sleep. Hold on, okay now, don't know, don't speak.
All right, so
the one thing we can't get back is time. It's one thing you think you have so much of it, and you never know it. It's gonna happen. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be next year. You never know, and that's why now I strive to, live every moment like it's my last. And but yeah, my bad. I'm counting to where I was at. How many people I'm at right now?
I believe I had us at 5. You had your friend, and then his brother when he got out of prison.
Yeah, my grandpa, my mom, uncle, best friend, brother, and then I'm at 6. And then the guy that co-signed my mom.
Oh, co-signer, yeah.
I'm a co-signer.
Mad respect.
Yeah.
Very, very important guy.
Yeah.
Not to make light of it, but if you listen out there, you've been locked up.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie.
Nothing like a co-signer.
And they threw the book at me on that one, so I was like, yeah, I needed a co-signer.
So RIP to him, man.
And, also I think about it now, a blessing too is like, my grandma's in the bond business. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So if she is a bondsman and then still needs a co-signer, I'm gonna let y'all think about it. Y'all put it together.
Yeah.
So I wasn't living right. But yeah, he helped me out a lot. Like, because if anybody's ever been in there, there ain't a lot of things to look forward to, and I think back at it too. Like, I say this to a lot of people because at the time when I went to jail, I said I was homeless, right?
Yeah.
And after the first week, oddly enough, I started becoming grateful while I was in there because I didn't have a meal, I didn't have a bed, I didn't have a shower, I didn't even have anywhere to use the bathroom. So even though I was grateful, I wanted out so bad, and he supplied that for me, and I feel like I didn't. I just went back to being me, the me that I don't ever want to be again. But yeah, and then even with him, I told myself before I came in here I was gonna put it all out there, so no stone unturned. He even is helping me from beyond, because I have a car right now, and the whole reason I have a car is because of him. And it's just sometimes I don't know how to take it. I got death on death on death, but blessings on blessings on blessings. And it's just hard to, and I'm not saying I had to make payments for the car and stuff like that, but.
And I know this is your testimony. Can I say something? So
say whatever you want, man.
The way I'm taking it is, death. Death, where's your sting, right? Death is not final, and this is proof of heaven, right? This is proof that love is agape. It's unconditional. Not even death is a condition. Those who are listening, hopefully that sinks in. Not even death is a condition to my love.
Yeah.
I will bless you beyond the grave.
Yes.
I will bless you from the heavens.
Yes.
I know where my help comes from. It comes from the maker of the hills. So yeah, that's just why I have to share that. That's what I'm hearing with you is, yes, these people have died, but their love has gone beyond the grave.
Yeah.
Co-sign You know, man, that dude blessed you. He's still blessing you from beyond. So this is, if there's not a proof that there's a heaven.
Yeah.
You know.
You get me to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
every day.
Yeah.
The blessing, it doesn't stop. Like eternal love, unconditional. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not boastful. And yet here, you know, he's from the beyond, still blessing. You're right.
It took me a long time to recognize that too.
Yeah.
That was a hard one for me to, you know how they're saying the hard pill to swallow. Type deal. It was just like, you know, because, you know, like I don't know, like how do you take that? You know what I mean? Like it's not like I go to that's my after. Hold on. Let me get back in now. Honestly, you know, I'm trying to hopscotch and jump forward in time instead of but yeah, and then like I said before, like people I still care about are just falling. It's like, you know, I have a dry erase board. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just.
And this is all over how many years again?
8.
So 8 deaths, 8 years.
Okay. And you know, like, the crazy thing is like, that still was not my breaking point. Like, you know what I mean? I had so much anger. You know what I mean? Like I was angry. I didn't know what to do with that anger. And I had always been angry from even before that. You know what I mean? Like my upbringing, my parents not really being there, them popping in and out of my life, majority of it, you know, like I was looking at them through a window or something like that, you know, or going out to Gatesville to go visit them, and you know, all these promises of how whenever I get out it's going to be better, and like, you know, just false hope, you know. And you know, like I said, I love my grandparents, but like, you know, there's a bunch of different kinds of love, you know what I mean? Like motherly love, brotherly love, fatherly love, and you know, like a lot of people were trying to fill that void I had, but you know, there's only one person. There's only one thing that could fill that void up without them doing it. The people I'm talking about, and yeah, and like I was just saying, my parents weren't ever really there. Grandparents raised me, like I said before, and you know, what is it? Last year? Was it last year? Yeah, I want to say last year. But sometimes there's so many dates, like it's hard to engrave them in my head. You know what I mean? That was another thing I was ashamed about. I used all this as, you know, an excuse to do all these things. I was using that pain so I could put myself through more pain, because other than substances, other than alcohol, that is what I feel like I was truly addicted to, was my pain. Because like I said before, it was my pain. And like last year, my father, I had only seen him a handful of times in my life. And get a phone call, and he's in the hospital over here in Killeen at Metroplex. Life support. Cirrhosis of the liver. And, you know, and we got a phone call. They didn't even call me. Somebody contacted my grandmother, and it's, you know, they were saying that, you know, Cody's father is in the hospital. If he wants to come say goodbye, he could do that. He can come do that. Or I don't know the exact words. And you know, even not knowing this man my whole life, my grandma told me that, and she said, "It's your decision." I hopped right up and put my shoes on, got dressed and went and did it. Because, yeah, I was talking about my dad. Like I said before, he wasn't really that big of a impact in my life, and but I got that call, and I've lost so many people I didn't say goodbye to. You know what I mean? Like, and I was just like, I think about it now, maybe not in the moment, but I think about it now, and I'm like, what if that was his last prayer? You know what I mean? That I would come say, come see him or something like that, And then, but yeah, I got that call, and I jumped up. I rose to the occasion. I went up there to say my piece and say my goodbyes, and beforehand, I think I only saw him, like I said, like maybe once or twice throughout my childhood, and I'm on my way up there thinking about like, what am I gonna say? Thinking like I guess trying to make it about me at the time too, though, in a sense, because like I said, I didn't get to do that with anybody else,
And can I ask you something on that? So
Yeah.
if I'm hearing correctly, the fact of you losing the other 6 people over the years has now kind of gave you that question of, or not the question, but that understanding of like, this could be his last time I speak to him. And now, what is it about now looking back? What do you feel like it was that was so important? Because you hadn't seen your dad in forever, I'm sure. So there was some anger there, some animosity. But what do you feel was the most important thing about that moment? And looking back, why do you feel that's important to do what you did?
The most important part of that moment, I think, maybe a revelation for me is that I know I literally just said that I was thinking about myself, but when I hit the room, I think I realized that this world's not about me. And you said, what did I learn from it?
Yeah, or what was the biggest thing you learned from it?
Learn from it now? Well, yeah, it's not. Well,
and what do you feel was the biggest reason why you did it? So
the biggest reason why I did it, like I said, I didn't have a chance to do it before, and I don't know if this is the right word of it too. Is like maybe the irony of it. Like it's a question I still ask myself too. I didn't get to see this man live, but I got to watch this man die.
Mm-hmm.
And that and that also reinforces that it's not about me. Like I said, that could have been his last prayer. And when I walked into that room, he was unresponsive. But when I walked in that room, he had, tube and to breathe, and was on all the machines. And as soon as I walked in, he lifted up out the bed and was moving. And then there was a lady there. She was one of his friends, and I think his pastor was there. And she just looked at me because she didn't know who I was. You know what I mean? She's like, and she's been there praying with him all day, and you know what I mean? And I walked in, and he's moving and all this, and they were like, who are you? I was like, I'm his son. And I went over there and I held his hand, and I know you said there might have been anger and resent and things like that running through my head, but there wasn't, because I know who I am. I know who I was. You know what I mean? And I'm my father's son. You know what I mean? Like all the struggles I went through, everything I did. I don't know what his struggles and his, you know what I mean? Like, who am I to put him in a place of judgment when everything I've done throughout my life is the things that I've done. He didn't do them to me. You know what I mean? And little do I know, maybe he was at some of my baseball games and I didn't know. You know what I mean? maybe he was a part of my life and I just didn't know it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, but all I did when I got there was, I held his hand and I let him know I forgave him. That it didn't matter that he wasn't there or whatever he did, because he's laying there in his bed from cirrhosis of the liver. It means he was alcoholic. He drank himself to death, and his feet were swollen. He couldn't walk, he was living in his own hell. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I had a God moment then too, but I walked in there and I've only, like I said, I've only seen him a couple of times. I mean, it's just a spitting image of me. And, I forgave him. I talked to him and I mean, it's hard for me to even say this, but I was the one that had to sign his life away to, you know what I mean? To take all the machines off. And I had questions about that too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, but when I saw him laying there, all I could see was me. All at the same time. You know what I mean? This is a 6'3" version of me. And if y'all don't know, I'm a short king. So I'm a short king. So, and I just, it was just me laying in that bed. You know what I mean? And I like to think of it as like I said, he was non-responsive when I walked in and he responded. I got to say my piece with him. I didn't yell at him. I wasn't angry at him. I wasn't mean to him. I just sat there in his last moments and just told him it's not your fault. You know what I mean? It's not your fault. And I told him I love him. I love you. I love you, Dad. And it's the first time I had ever said that in my whole life. Never got to say those words.
And what's your age at this time?
34.
So in 34 years.
Yeah, 34 years. Saying it that I remember it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As an adult and yeah, you know what I mean? And it goes back to maybe that was, his last prayer. But also maybe that was some of my prayers being answered too. In those dark solitude nights where I was crying and, didn't want the world and, I thought the world was after me and I needed love. I wanted love and God gave me that. Even I'm trying to find the words for it right now. It was just very revealing to me.
And again, this is before you were saved.
Yeah.
This is before you're saved.
Before I was saved.
All of this.
This is before I was saved.
All of this is before you're saved.
Right.
So if I'm kind of hearing it correctly, if I can help you with the words. See, since you're newly saved, you don't let all the church lingo down yet. But he was calling you. This is God. This is how the call, and then you have to respond, and what you did. But he was calling you. The fact that you were walking in a room, the dead waking up.
Yeah.
That's not because of code. That is the God. That was him and you.
He led me to this moment.
He was calling you. So that's what that was, I believe.
Yeah.
And I know you're saying you're searching for the words. If I could give you it, though, assist.
Yeah.
He's calling you.
No.
He's calling.
Yeah, it's like he led me to that moment, and I still fighting after that though. You know what I mean? It was right now it's a lot of thoughts thinking back, but in that moment too though, I feel like I did what I was called to do. And then even afterwards, like I said, I had to sign the papers and like a troubling. I didn't get to watch the man live, but I got to watch the man die, which was my father. And even like it was like I was still numb at that point. You know what I mean? Like I'm still numb because I was still drinking alcohol and I went. I still after that happened, I went out and I got drunk. I still did it. I used that traumatic experience to my own sinful nature and my behavior. You know, and well, I couldn't drive. I couldn't walk. And God was still looking out for me. I don't know who. I still don't know who it is to this day, but they picked me up out of that bar stool, walked me out on a patio, called an Uber for me, paid for it, and got me home. I didn't get in the car. I didn't possibly kill somebody in a car wreck. I still made it home, and I believe firmly that God had His hand in that too.
Amen. So that's the end. Ding, ding, ding. End of round 2, right, of our testimony. We'll be going into round 3 shortly. Again, thank you for listening in. If you would hit the like, subscribe, share buttons, please, please, please. Looking to increase subscribers, looking to go 10,000 plus hours at this thing here podcasting, right? So I just want to become a mastery of this. And I want to thank Cody for having the courage to come on and share his testimony. It takes real boldness and courage to do so. A lot of things that goes on right now is a lot of people aren't willing to step up, or we're just unwilling to even do some of the things that God has put in place to provide healing. We've turned away. And so in a time where we've turned away, Cody is doing something that is tremendous, which is he's stepping up and sharing his testimony. So that takes a mighty, mighty man of God to do so. So I want to thank him for that. And this testimony is like a street light, right? It's a light. It's a beacon to tell those who may be on the similar path to come on home, right? My darkness, the hole that God pulled me out of, is a little different area. It's a little different area of darkness. Where Cody is, it's a different area of darkness, right? But God pulled him out of that. So he is using Cody, to be able to pull others who may be in that familiar area. So the street light is on, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to come home if you identify with anything that Cody's relating to. Now, with that said, if you're affected by anything that's going on, please reach out to pastoral leadership. It's very important. A pastor is not to be in your business. It's not to spread your gossip. No, he's there to help. He or she is there to help, to guide you, to counsel you, to just be somebody to run ideas up to. A lot of times, even to read the Bible with, so that way we don't get weird and out of there. So that being said, seek pastoral leadership in Jesus' name.